Hello, my beautiful wildflowers. How are you today? Alexis here with Modesty. Well, today I'm starting part 1 of my decluttering series, and we will be starting with foundations. So if you're interested in seeing what I will be decluttering, please stay tuned. Okay, my beautiful wildflowers, how you guys doing? I hope you guys are doing well. Well, I've been lately in a mood of decluttering things, and I really need to because I'm almost out of room. And if I want anything new, of course, I will have to declutter in order for me to bring you new products and give you, nice reviews and effective reviews. I have to get rid of some of this stuff so I can make room for those things. And so today is part 1, and I plan to do these in series. And I want to start with the foundation, and that comes to foundations. And so I will be decluttering. A majority of my products are high end, and but I do have some grocery store, yeah, department store. No, what is that word? Oh, drugstore. Yes, drugstore brands as well. And also I have mixed in as far as my foundation, sunscreen containing. What do you call these things? They're not foundations, are they? No, tinted moisturizers as well. And so instead of doing those separately, I just kind of threw it all in with foundations. And next, I like to do possibly the blushes and highlighters or eyeshadow palettes. Now, that's going to be a huge challenge, and so are lipsticks. So all of those are going to be different parts. I haven't, really decided what's next, but following this, following the series, I will be having another giveaway as well. There's one going on right now, I think, depending on when this one goes up. So without further ado, let me show you what I have and what I'm going to be decluttering and what I'm going to be keeping, okay? And so we're going to start number 1 with this Natasha Denona Transform Matte. Okay, and this is a beautiful, beautiful foundation. And this is a very matte foundation, goes on very easily, and I apply this actually with a sponge because different products I apply with either a brush, sponge, or by finger because they all kind of act differently, okay? And, I don't really like matte finishes as much as I do dewy, but there are times that I need the matte finishes depending on what I'm doing, right? And so, this one, beautiful. It goes on very nicely. It does not dry out my skin because I do have dry skin. And I think this one here would actually work for dry skin as well as normal skin or oily skin. And this actually is a pore vanishing matte foundation, and it does vanish my pores. It works for me, and so it does what it says it does. And so this is a keeper. Okay. Next, I have let me throw in a Dr. Dermatology, I think. It's Tinted Moisturizer SPF 46. And this is actually a tinted moisturizer, like I just said. And this is anti-aging, and this is oil-free. But even though it's oil-free, it goes on very, very nicely. The unfortunate thing is that I think I got an old product. I very, very, very rarely order anything out of Amazon when it comes to makeup, right? Because I don't know what they're selling. And so I did buy that. And soon as I received it, it kind of smelled a little off. And it went on really nice though. But then, as time went by, it just started smelling more and more off. And this is like I like to wear these when I'm at home. And so I was wearing them like a week straight, and it just wasn't right. So I kept it. I don't know why. I should have just thrown it away. So this one is definitely going. Okay. Okay. And next, sticking with the theme of tinted moisturizers, is my Nars. And and this is a nice, I'm not going to say this one is a pore diminishing or anything like that, but it actually goes on pretty good. It's got the SPF of 30, and it's very smooth, but it does have a oily finish. So if you have oily skin, I would not say this is good for you. This is good for normal to dry skin. I mean, my skin just sucks it up, and I love it. And at times, though, it does transfer. That's the only bad thing. So at times, I do have to put powder on top of it, especially if I'm going to wear something, you know, like a nice scarf, and I don't want it to transfer to my scarf. And so I do have to powder this one. I don't know if that's an experience with everybody, but that has been the experience with me. But like I said, this is very good. I love it, the fact that it has SPF in it. But just remember, having SPF and foundation is not sufficient, because the amount of SPF that you need to put on your skin, you're not going to put that much tinted moisturizers on your skin unless you're really piling it on there. So if that's the case, it would be okay. But otherwise, no. So, but this is, again, a keeper. And so we have 2 keepers and 1 going bye-bye. Okay, and next, let's see, let's stick with the Nars. Yep, and this is my Nars foundation. This is not a tinted moisturizer, and this is actually, I've had this for a while now, and I did use it a lot, and it's a sheer glow foundation is what they call it. And you know, I did use it for a while, but not like a lot. I mean, I would reach for it ever so often, especially in the winter I would, because this does have a lot of moisture, and it is for a dewy look, but I don't reach for it enough, and I haven't reached for it enough, and it's good, but not great. You know what I mean? In other words, it could get away with it. I could get away with it, but the thing is, it doesn't have the stain power that I like in my makeup. And I'll say this one here starts to kind of disappear around my nose, you know, after 6 or 7 hours. And so this one, even though it is 3/4 full, as you can see, I'm going to have to declutter it. So this one is going. Okay, and next is by Stila. I have no idea what possessed me to buy this. I think I saw one of the influencers, mature influencer, highly recommended. I tried it once. I think I need to give it another try before I get rid of it, because I only did try it once, and it was in the middle of summer, and being that I remember it didn't do a whole lot for a foundation. It's supposed to be light coverage, but I didn't get that. As sheer coverage, I remember it being a little bit, uneven. So, but like I said, it was the middle of summer. Let me give this a try. So this will be a maybe, but for now, I will keep it. Only because I haven't given it a try, enough. And it's brand new, so I hate to really throw it out. I'm brand new, meaning I've only tried it one time, so I will give it a try. And the thing is, with this one, it is light coverage, and if you're looking for any kind of medium, it's not buildable. That's the word. It is not buildable, in my opinion. So if you were looking for light to medium, this isn't it. This is light coverage. Okay. Okay, and next, I think you heard me talk about this one. I received a teeny tiny sample from IPSY and the IPSY Glam Bag, and then I had to run, out to the store and buy it. And it is by IT Cosmetics. It's CC Plus, and it's SPF 50. And you know what? I really like this foundation. I really enjoy this. Well, foundation CC, CC Plus, and it actually does even out my skin tone, and that's what I like about it. But it is heavy. I'm going to tell you, if you don't like heavy coverage, this is not for you. But if you don't mind heavy coverage, because it is not drying, and it's not really, it doesn't make my skin feel tight or anything. So it keeps, it's really nice texture, nice formulation. And now this is in light medium. And so I really do enjoy this one. Matter of fact, light medium is a little bit dark for me, so I do still have the light one. So I'm between a light and a light medium, and there's nothing in between. So, but I can mix it. That's another thing. It's mixable, and it goes on really nice. And actually, I use my fingers for this one. You know what? I forgot to tell you how I do the other ones. And as far as like tinted moisturizers, I always use my fingers, okay, because it just goes on there easier. And it's a moisturizer, so I don't want the sponge to suck up my moisturizer, so I always do that. And so, but this one is definitely a keeper, and I really like this product, okay? And next is going along about the same price range, I think, The Ordinary. And this is a foundation that I recently discovered, recently meaning in the last couple of months, and I love this foundation. I actually bought another one, a backup. Just think, don't buy backup makeup. Just don't if it's a permanent line. But I have this paranoia. Every time that I find something that I love, it goes away. So since it's so inexpensive, and I think this is like $7, I did go ahead and buy another one. But I don't consider this drugstore type. I mean, this is actually more of a, the price is definitely drugstore, but the quality of it is more high end, I'll tell you. So I don't, how do you call that? I don't know. But anyway, this goes on very smoothly. I use it with the sponge. It stays in place. It does not slip and slide. So this would be actually very good for the summer as well. And I would recommend this for any skin type, oily, dry, and if you have dry skin, you can always make sure to add additional moisturizer underneath, when you're using things that may dry up. But like this one, I didn't experience that. This one's just fine. And I really love it. And like I said, I do use my beauty blender for this, but this formulation, you can do anything. You can use your fingers, brushes, but I like the simplicity of the sponge. So this is definitely a keeper. Okay. And you're saying, oh my God, she's only getting rid of 2 and she's keeping everything else. Yeah, I'm noticing that. Yeah. That's a trend. Not good. Okay. So next. Okay, this is my Luminous Silk Foundation by Giorgio Armani. This is such a beautiful foundation, and I have used it. And the thing is, this is so thin, and it leaves my skin really dewy. And this is definitely buildable. And this will be light to medium coverage buildable. I wouldn't say, heavy coverage, but definitely up to medium coverage. And what I love about this is that it allows my skin to come through and see the little imperfections that I may have that are, considered to me cute, little freckles here and there. And so I really like it. But if you want to cover that up a little more, you can, but it is not full coverage. And so keep that in mind. It's a little bit pricey on a pricey side, but for me, this is well worth the money because it just makes my skin look so flawless, but at the same time, it doesn't look like I piled on a lot of makeup. It looks so natural, like I have beautiful skin to begin with. So I really like this one. And which surprised me because I kind of, when I first bought it, I had buyer's remorse. I was at Nordstrom's, and this is a while back before we had this COVID issue. And I was telling the girl that I want something, that's dewy, but something that's, not oily. It doesn't transfer. And she told me about this. I'm like, George Armani, he might have good perfumes, but I don't know about foundation. But I said, I'll take a chance, and I'm glad I did. Like I said, this is a keeper, very good foundation. If you want to spend extra, this is a good one to spend extra on. Yeah. And remember, when I tell you these things, it's based on will I rebuy it. And the things that I'm keeping are the ones that I would rebuy. And the things I'm getting rid of, I would rebuy, like in this case, if, I can get a fresh one. And some I wouldn't rebuy, like Nars. I wouldn't rebuy this one. Okay, so next, I will go on to Urban Decay. I love Urban Decay makeup. And this is, for me, Urban Decay is the gold standard for eyeshadows and things like that. Back when it came out and things like that, so great. But having said that, I don't like their foundation. Their foundation, Stay Naked. Let me see, what does it say about it? Might as well stay naked, not put anything on your face is how I feel. Some people love this, but this is weightless liquid foundation. It doesn't stay in place for me. It slides, and whatever I put on top of it slides as well, my blush. And it just doesn't Haute. And yeah, I mean, I love the brand. I'm so loyal to Urban Decay. I have all of their palettes practically. But when it comes to this makeup, it just doesn't last at all. And when it goes on, it doesn't go on. I mean, it takes a lot for me to blend it out because it streaks. And that's the same thing with... you know, it says a couple of the other things over here I'll show you is that it streaks and it doesn't stay in place. And it's pretty costly. I used it. I gave it a chance. Yeah, it looks full because I probably used it maybe 3-4 times and it just didn't work out. So I'm going to declutter this one. Sorry, Urban Decay. Okay. And next is, oh yeah, this was a real surprise and I just used this product to do a, Get Ready With Me, right? The Wednesday, the weekly quickie, which is a foundation by Becca. And this is the first time I actually used this foundation. I'm actually wearing it right now. And I know it doesn't look bad, but it is so difficult to work with. And I don't think it's gonna, I mean, I just put this on, so I don't think it's gonna last, to be honest with you. It's the first time I use it, but because the splotchiness and I mean settling in the lines immediately, I don't have powder on. And yet, I mean, it's yeah, not good for mature skin, but I think this will definitely work for somebody with oily skin that has maybe acne prone skin because it is definitely ultra coverage, as it says. It does cover, I mean, look, I mean, it covers and it does a good job covering. But like I said, for somebody mature, it settles definitely into the lines easily. It's very hard to blend out because it dries out so quickly. You know, I should give it a try, but I just know that this is not going to work for me. And so it's a shame because I have a brand new one still, you know, that I bought two. What did I buy two? Because it was an add-on and it was inexpensive and it was Becca because I do like their products. But, you know, I'm kind of sorry about that. I'm going to have to declutter this because I know I'm not going to reach for this again. Even though it's nice and it looks nice and I should give it a chance. Yeah, it doesn't do the major thing, which is not to settle in my lines. So that's that. And I expect these kind of lines right there when I put powder on, not when it's without powder. And this is without powder. So like I said, oily skin, it's probably good for it, but not for somebody with dry skin or with lines, okay? That's it. And next is this is my favorite foundation of all times. This is what I've been using. I think this is the one that's lasted the longest with me. I started using this, I'm going to say about 15 years ago, I think, and I still stuck with it. I still stick with it, and I will stick with it because the formula is just so right on. It is not drying. It is not oily. It is a matte finish, but without looking dry and cakey. It does not, it doesn't run. It doesn't do anything. It stays put, and it stays put all day long. And that is my MAC, okay? Studio Fix Fluid, and this is SPF 15, but this is such a great foundation, and I can't say enough about this one. This is medium to full coverage, and you can build up to full coverage, or you can stay with medium coverage. It does not transfer, as you know, it transfers a little bit like any foundation will under a mask, right? But not like a lot of the other foundations, and it's very easy to touch this up. I usually keep a small beauty blender, the tiny one, with a couple of squirts inside, like those sample things that they give you for creams. And then if I'm at work and I have like this is before COVID, if I have a spot here or there, or when I rinse my face to pray, I just take this and I just tap it again and it's fixed. So I mean, I love this product. I would be so sad if they ever changed the formula or if they ever went away. Now, having said this, oh, and you can also apply this. Currently, I'm using a beauty blender to do that, but usually you can use it. I started out 15 years ago using a foundation brush, a flat brush, and then I would use my fingers or whatever it may be, but you can use anything with this one, and very good. The only thing I'm going to tell you, though, if you get, you get the neutral tones, but if you get the warm tones, and I did in the beginning, it can oxidize a little bit by the end of the day. It turns a little bit orangey, so keep that in mind as well. But that's like after, 12, 14-hour day. So, but definitely, I mean, this is this is my go-to foundation, no matter what. Okay, and next, let's stay on with MAC. And now, speak of that, this is a Pro Longwear Nourishing Waterproof Foundation by MAC. You know what? I used it once, and I didn't use it again because it's very thick. I feel like I'm wearing a mask when I'm wearing this, because maybe it's because it's waterproof, and it doesn't make your skin tight or anything like that, but it just makes me feel like, you know, it doesn't, I can't move my face as freely, it feels like. I know it doesn't look like that to people, but it feels like that to me. But it's weird because it's not like it feels tight like it's dry. It just feels like I'm wearing too much makeup. You know what I mean? If that makes any sense. And so even though like I said, good product, but way too heavy for me. And so I will be decluttering this one. Sad, but I will be decluttering this one, yes. Okay. And next, this was an impulse buy, I'm going to tell you. And I actually got a sample of it, though. I can't say it's an impulse buy because I did get a sample of it, and I really did love it. And I think it's all the other products that I was trying to kind of took over, because it was just okay. It wasn't like super duper, but it was good. But I need to give it a try, and that's this product here, okay? And this is, yep, Beauty Blender. There you go. And this is what it looks like. It's kind of cute because what you're supposed to do is you're supposed to pump here and it ends up here, and you get your Beauty Blender and you kind of tap it here and, you know, do your thing. But actually the color, the shade match of it was the best. I mean, of all of my foundation, this one actually matches me the best. That's the weird part, right? And so, you know what? I need to give it a chance. I just, it worked. It worked well. I mean, I remember I used a Beauty Blender with it, of course. Came with the Beauty Blender, actually. I got the kit for it. And it went on easily. It stayed on. It lasted. It didn't slip. It didn't run. And the color matches perfect. So, I just need to go back to using it more instead of, going back into certain things that I go into that I don't need to. So yeah, I think I'll try that. But like I said, this is a good formula. If you can find a color match, I mean, try it because it is worth it. It's not that expensive either. I think the whole kit, I think you get this for $20. And I think the whole kit was $40 with a couple of other things that it came with it. But yeah, yep, this is definitely good. I'm going to keep it, give it another go, okay? Okay, moving on. Oh my goodness. Okay, Huda Beauty. I love their eyeshadows, and I bought this because Patty Alonso spoke so highly about it. Told me, she did a wear test and she wore it under a mask and all that stuff. And it does claim to be non-transfer. It's transfer proof, and you know what? I love it. I actually love this foundation. This is a very good foundation. But the only problem is if you have extremely dry skin, this can be a little bit drying. This would be perfect for like combination skin, even oily skin. For a cream powder, you wouldn't think so. Cream powder. For a cream stick, you wouldn't think so, but it actually would be. And because it dries like from cream to powder, but like I said, for extremely dry skin, you just need to add a little more primer or a little more primer, meaning moisturizer, okay? Primer that contains a moisturizer, and you'll be fine. Because this is what I had to do, because at first I didn't know that, and I just kind of put it on there, and it was really drying, and it felt a little dry. I mean, my face is, it moved, but it just felt like it was sucking the oil out of my face, the moisture out of my face. So I said, you know what, let me try it with the more moisturizer, and it works perfectly well. And I love this. And as you notice, I do use it quite a bit. That's what I mean by I need to start using other products, because once I start liking something, I mean, I'll just use that one product over and over and over until it's gone, and then all my poor other foundations get ignored, even though it's good, So I really need to focus on doing that. So yep, that's definitely a keeper. And so the next one is, again, a MAC product. And like I said, I love MAC products. I mean, regardless if it's foundation, eyes, lips. I mean, I just think they're a all-around great company. And they have really good products. And this one here is actually a stick foundation, okay? And I like stick foundations because I have dry skin. But the thing is, their formula, as well as the Huda formula, they're good for any kind of skin. And so I really enjoy this type of studio. This is also a studio fix, and it's very inexpensive actually compared to the other ones. And I like this. It stays in place. It doesn't slip. It doesn't move. And it's full coverage. And actually you could do medium coverage if you apply it with a you just apply it. I think you've seen me do that before. And then you get a sponge and kind of tap it out with the beauty blender and add a little more moisture to it. And or you can apply it with your hand. It goes on really easily like that too. But like I said, this is very nice. This too, like, you have to add a little more moisture underneath the makeup if you're going to be wearing it for a long time. Because I noticed that longer I wear my makeup, when the oily skin, people with oily skin, they tend to become oilier. I become drier. It's like it's sucking all of my moisture out. So I don't know if that's that way with everybody with dry skin, but it's definitely that way with me. And so, yep, this is a keeper, and this is a great product. Okay, next, moving on to my Bobbi Brown. Yeah, I've been really disappointed with Bobbi Brown eyeshadows, and when I declutter, I'm probably going to declutter most of all of her eyeshadows, but foundation, she's got it right, and I really enjoy this one. This is called the Intensive Skin Serum Foundation, and it does have a broad spectrum SPF of 40, and this is, if you have dry skin, this is wonderful. It feels like it's going on like silk. I mean, so nice. And it dries, but it doesn't dry up your skin. And it doesn't stay, the problem with serum foundation is it tends to stay wet. Just like, this is what happens with the Nars Tinted Moisturizer. It tends to stay wet, so you have to powder it. And when you powder it, you kind of defeat the purpose of having the dewy look. Whereas this does not do that. I just love this serum foundation. And this is another one that I usually fall to in summertime, because when it's summer and I want to be out there with fresh look, the dewy look, this is it. So I love this one, and this is going to be a keeper. Dang, what am I decluttering? Did I just say that this was a decluttering video? I thought so, huh? Wow, okay, well, I'll go over it at the end and see what I did declutter. Okay, so in the very last foundation, and I'm sure there's some foundations that are hiding out there, but this is the last one that I could grab that's reachable. These are things that's sitting on my counter. I don't know what's in the drawers in there, so yeah, that's that. So again, this is Bobbi Brown, and this is a stick foundation. As you notice, I love my stick foundations. I'll be honest with you, this one is good as well. This one is very moisturizing. If you have this is not for oily skin, I'm going to tell you right now, because it does have that very heavy emollient feeling behind it. But the only problem with this one is, again, same with the other serum type of thing, is that you may want to powder this if you don't want it to transfer. Other than that, if we're not wearing masks and we're not doing all of this stuff and you don't worry about things transferring, then you wouldn't need that. But because you're wearing the mask and everything else, and if you use this foundation, you're going to want to powder it so that way you decrease the transferring of the makeup. But this is very nice. If I were to compare this to my MAC and Huda, I would, if I were to rate this, I would say right now, Huda being number 1, MAC being number 2, and Bobbi Brown being number 3. But it's still a good product. I'm not saying it's bad. I mean, out of the 3 that I have, which are excellent, I'll say this is the 3rd one. But yeah, as far as Bobbi Brown product though, I mean, she needs to stick to things like this, because this is really good, really nice. And so, that's that. So, oh, by the way, and this I do put on with a sponge, a wet sponge as well. So, anyway, my beautiful wildflowers, I think I got it all for now. I know I have some other ones. I think I should have like a Too Faced one somewhere. I might have decluttered that one already, but yeah, this is what I can see. This is what's on the surface, and so I hope you enjoyed it. So to recap, what am I decluttering? The Naked foundation, my brand new Becca foundation. So sad about that. My okay, it shut down on me again. So I think I got to MAC, but let's try this piece again. So what am I decluttering? Okay, my Naked foundation, my brand new Becca foundation, and my Nars foundation. Definitely this tinted moisturizer SPF 46, and I really want to try another one because I like this one. I mean, it really was nice. Unfortunately, I think I got a bad one because, yeah, it was already bad. It was already expired. I could tell by the smell. And then also I will be decluttering my Pro Long Wear by MAC, which is kind of sad, but yeah, it is what it is. So that is what I am decluttering, and I am going to give Stila another chance, and if it doesn't work out, then you'll see this in the next decluttering. So, my beautiful wildflowers, if you have any questions, please put them below. And I will be doing other decluttering. Like I said, this is part 1, and we started with the foundation. So if you have any comments, any feedback, any questions, please put them below, okay? And so if I added any value, please hit like. And if you haven't subscribed yet, I'm going to wait and let you listen to my little pets. Did you hear them? They said, please subscribe. Thank you so much, my beautiful wildflowers. So, I will see you next time. Until then, stay safe, be good to yourselves, and remember, don't sweat the small stuff. See you soon. Bye-bye.